where it aligns with my thought process that nothing very dramatic from a positive standpoint is going to happen till January. So
exactly.
Then you have to ask yourself, okay, how do I navigate this current situation?
And it's the beginning of the fourth quarter at the time we're doing this. So
Yep.
don't think it's going to be one and done November 5. It's the fourth quarter. How do
Correct.
you plan and navigate the fourth quarter of any year, but specifically an election year? Here we go.
And so let's just start with some basic industries. If we talk about, let's say, e-commerce as an example, or we talk about retail, we know Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Christmas shopping, that in many cases is 70% of the revenue of those businesses in a year. So in a year which hasn't been amazing and in a stagnation period, what is going to have to happen? You might not have the same boom of profitability that you've always had. You may have to look at it like, my goal is just to stay afloat this year. I might have to be more aggressive in my promotions, in my discounts, in my bundles, because cash may be more important than profitability, just to help you float through to that January timeframe. But one of the things that I always say to our clients is, those who choose not to market when times are tough are choosing to be irrelevant when times are good.
Yeah, well said.
And it's hard because it's that feeling of like, well, when times are difficult, I don't want to put money out without seeing that immediate return. But the reality is that if you get all the way to the first quarter and you put your guard up and you clamp down on your marketing expenses, then you have to turn the machine back on in January. And people think you can just turn the machine back on and all of a sudden money falls from the sky. It doesn't work that way. We know that the average person has to see something 7 to 10 times before they're willing to make a purchase. It's why companies like Weight Watchers and Nutrisystem start their marketing in mid-November. They actually start it right before Thanksgiving. And every time the commercials start, people think, why would a weight loss company be marketing right before Thanksgiving, the time when people want to be literally the fattest?
It's to this point. It's like, oh, well, I'll wait to start my program after the holidays. That's the mindset of most.
Right. And 99% of people who, start thinking about weight loss, think about it in the new year. So the logic would state, I'm going to start my campaigns maybe a week before the New Year's or maybe on the New Year's, and I'm going to capitalize when people are thinking about it. But the reality is you got to embed your marketing in the subconscious of your buyers for a very long time. And so if you choose to pull back the reins on all of your marketing because you're saying to yourself, well, it's a stagnation period, I don't know what's going to happen, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, you're not going to be viewed as the category king in January when the doors open up. You're going to be playing chase, not lead. And it's a very contrarian way to think about your business, but this too shall pass. That always has to be your mentality. Look at the stock market for the last 50 years. Look at the amount of money that's been spent on different industries for the last 50 years. It is a perpetual tick upwards. So if you are playing this scared money game, all you're going to do is delay that pain further into the future by playing defense versus offense.
Yeah, well said. I agree. I think cash flow is king in both of these categories we're going to talk about. I think, and we're seeing this now. I saw Boeing lay off something like 18,000 people just this week, Aaron.
Yep.
I would get lean as a company. My focus with my company, I'm sure, actually, you and I talk about this all the time. We're in the same mindset of we are putting our blinders on in getting, we never stop marketing. So to that topic, we don't, you shouldn't, but nope. I would figure out how to get lean. It's time to lay people off. You don't need people who are not A players. There's no more room for B players, yep. Right? If you're not up to par, believe me, there's somebody somewhere at probably a discount. And now with artificial intelligence, there's no room for error. So if you're working for someone else, you're already at great risk. If you work for yourself and you have team members and people working for you, they need to bring their A game. Because artificial intelligence can do about 50% of the work I found so far. And if you have a key player who can operate artificial intelligence, that replaces 10 people. Because that's really the X factor I'm finding right now, Aaron, is if I have a key tech guy or tech gal in my company, and they're already efficient and reliable, and they're picking up new skills, and they can operate artificial intelligence, they compound themselves. And that's how I would be thinking about this: is get rid of any B players. It's only A players at this time.
Yep.
Leverage artificial intelligence, tech, and tools as much as you can, SaaS and AI, and figure out how to go back into the fight so that you can keep your marketing on, your branding on, your promotion on with a leaner, tighter team. Would
That's
be my
100% true.
number one business owner advice.